this is Shweta from Dharamshala Animal Rescue.
Hi everyone, this is Amy with Primates Incorporated and ReelTime Animal Rescue.
Hello everyone, this is Becky, a Blue for the Horse-Linkshire Misfit Mustangs.
ReelTime Animal Rescue with Julie McLaughlin of Indiana Skunk Rescue.
Yep, get her. You got her? Judy, God bless you. Oh my God.
This is a big brown bat who is really enjoying his mealworms.
They actually just had their breakfast.
Hello and welcome. I'm Krista Embry, founder of ReelTime Animal Rescue and Compassion Education Connect and Inspire. What you're about to see today is happening right now in the real world, and you're going to meet people who are helping animals and protecting our planet. When you learn with compassion, you don't just gain knowledge, you create change. So today isn't just about watching, it's about you and the difference you can make in our world. Welcome to Compassion Education Connect and Inspire. We're so glad you're here.
You ready? All right. So as you guys saw, we work with all kinds of animals, but today you chose horses. And so we're very thankful for that. We are Layla Rose Ranch. We are an equine rescue. Equine means that we do donkeys and horses and mules. And did you know zebras are also equine? So we could do those as well. We're based in Texas is where we are. So every horse that we have that you see, and then you'll hear them in the barn talking as we go through this, they're all rescues. They're all horses that other people just decided they didn't want. Sometimes they were mean to them. Sometimes they weren't very nice to them. Sometimes they get injured and we go get them. We get them back to health. We show them love, and then we find them a forever home. That's what we do. But the purpose of this video is I want to teach you some things about horses. And this one right here is named Shelby. Shelby is a Rocky Mountain gaited horse, right? That's her breed that she has. Now, Shelby is a mare. A mare is what we call our girl horses, and the gelding or stallion is what we call the boy horses. So just by a show of hands, how many think the boy horses are in charge of all the horses on the ranch? Okay, how many think the girl horses are in charge? Well, you saw what Shelby said. The girls are in charge. That's right. The boss is the mayor, is the boss mare. Now, Shelby is the boss mare here for us. So she's the one that tells everybody what to do. Now, the main way Shelby does that is right here through her ears. Okay. Now, if you'll watch, a horse's ears can swivel 180 degrees. See how it turns all the way front and turns all the way to the back. So that way, if something's behind them, they can hear it. If something's in front of them, they can hear it. So it swivels all the way around. But it also moves back like that. So when Shelby wants to tell one of the other horses what to do, she pins her ears down, looks at them, and they go, "Yes, ma'am," and they move and do what she says. Now, what's amazing about their ears is that Shelby can hear things up to 2 miles away. Yes, you can. I know. Up to 2 miles away. So when we have the big storms coming in here in Texas, Shelby senses them. She knows them. She can hear it coming, and she'll start moving the herd, get them into safety, and all with those ears pushing those down, right? Now, if you come down here, you'll see her eyes, right? You see her eyes. Notice that the horse's eyes are kind of on the side of their head, right? Well, that's terrific because it gives them a great view of vision. But you know what it doesn't let them see is right here. So if you're ever going to see a horse and you want to pet it, never come up and pet it on the nose. You always come and pet it right here on the side. Because see, she can see me here. But if you walk straight up on them, they can't see you. Now, horses are prey animals, which you know, prey animal means that they get hunted by other animals. Now, here in the United States, not so much, but that's what they were growing up. That's what they knew, right? You got hunted a lot. And so they always think everything's going to eat them. Sometimes we'll get dogs that come on the property. We have deer that live here, and the deer come on. They're all like, "Oh my gosh, the deer's going to eat me." And so they run away, right? And so they get scared of those things. But if they can't see you, it scares them or frightens them. The same thing is going to be true on the back. Never approach a horse straight on the back because they can't see you. So it's not that, they get spooky. They're not really spooky. If they can't see, just like you, they can get a little bit spooky if they can't see, right? So now let's talk about what they can see, right? Do you think horses can see color? They can. They can see blue, yellow, and green. So just think big, blue, yellow, green. That's what they can see. Everything else is just kind of shades of gray. That's why when we're training, oftentimes we'll use blue flag so she can see the blue flag, and it means more to them when they see that. And she doesn't know she has this beautiful pink halter on her, right, that makes her look stylish, but she can see blue, yellow, and green. Okay. Now, Miss Shelby here is about 11 years old. Right now, how do we know how old a horse is? We know by looking at their teeth. You know how with trees you can cut them and you can see how many rings they have to get the age? With horses, they have a way to tell as well. Shelby, can you let's show them? Let's show them your teeth. Okay, let's show what we got here. Okay. You see that line right there that's going down their teeth? That line is going right down there. Okay. When the horse is young and born, there's no line. As she ages, the line starts at the bottom and works its way up to the top to the tooth. At that point, they're 15. Then it starts dissolving back out the other way. So horses live on the average to be about 30. Okay, so she's got a long ways to go. And that's why you saw that line on her tooth didn't go all the way to the top yet, right? Because she's not 15 yet. She's still younger. She's about 11. And that's what we saw, with that in that process. Now, horses do sleep. That's one of the questions we get asked a lot. Do horses sleep? They do sleep, okay? But they usually sleep with their eyes open, not necessarily closed. And most of their sleeping is done standing because, again, they're prey animals. They're worried about something getting them, so they don't lay down that often. In fact, they'll only lay down if, where are we going, Shelby? They'll only lay down if another horse is there watching them and paying attention, right? That's all they'll do. So, but it's about 3 hours a day that a horse will sleep. Okay, I'm gonna back you up just a little bit here, babe. There you go. All right, now let's talk about what they eat. All right, now sure they can eat grass. We feed all of ours hay. Sometimes we feed them other supplements to help with their nutrition, just like you take vitamins. We give our horses vitamins to help them. But Miss Shelby can eat about 20 to 25 pounds of hay a day, right? So if you did the math, how many quarter pounders with cheese would that be if she ate in a day? It's a lot, isn't it? So you can eat almost 80 to 100 quarter pounders with cheese a day. And you can see she weighs about 1,000 pounds. The average weight on a horse is about 1,000 to 1,100 pounds, right? So got to be watching them because they might step on you because they can't see you, but they don't mean to hurt you. They're just kind of funny that way and that thing. But that's what she eats is about 20 to 25 pounds of hay every single day. Now let's talk about water, right? Horses drink a lot of water, especially here in Texas. They drink a lot when it gets really, really hot. On the average, most horses drink about 10 to 15 gallons of water every single day, right? So the little what you bring to school, right? Your Stanley or your wallet that you keep your water in that you refill, that would be like 62 of those every day. I don't know that you could really drink 62 of them every single day, but that's what horses drink every single day, that much water. And funny, when you watch them go over to drink the water, you'll see them push the water. All right. I used to think they were just playing, but they're not. They're pushing the water to get down to the bottom because the water on top is warm. The water underneath is cool. You can test that at home sometime. Especially if you guys have a pool, you can feel down. You'll see the water underneath is actually cooler than the water sitting on top. Horses have figured that out, and that's the way they handle it. All right. Isn't that right, baby? Now, probably my favorite thing about horses is they are very sensitive to us, right? They are great companions for us because they're very sensitive. In fact, Shelby can sense my heartbeat from up to 4 feet away. So I could be all the way over here and Shelby can tell my heartbeat if it's going fast or if it's going slow. Now, sometimes people say that horse jumped or he was spooky or he's like really looks worried or scared. That's often because the person coming up to him is worried or scared. So if you're scared of a horse, what does the horse think? I think something must be wrong because you're a human. And if you're scared, I should be scared. And so that's how it happens, right? So it's not that they're really scared of you. All right. It's that they see you're scared and they'll do it. Now, my wife's horse, Cletus, you remember when you saw at the very beginning, that pretty Tennessee Walker? Now, he's what she calls her heart horse because she got so connected with him and him with her that he can sense her heartbeat. So here at the rescue, sometimes we have some pretty tough days because sometimes we bring some horses in that have been treated really bad and have been neglected, are skinny, skin and bones, and so they have a lot of problems. Do you want to turn around again? Is that what you want to do? Okay. So she'll get really sad having to deal with those horses, and Cletus can sense that sadness, and he'll come over to her and he'll take his head and he'll put it right in her chest. He'll put his head right down just like that and say, "It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Don't worry." Right? Now, one of the things that's very important, horses' teeth, if they don't have teeth, they can't live, right? Horses can't choke, so they got to be able to crunch up the food, right? Because they can't choke it out, so they got to crunch it up. The other thing a horse can't do or can't live without is their feet, all right? Their feet. Now, this right here, Shelby actually has a little bit of a disease in her legs and in her feet. And so that's why she has these special shoes that we have glued onto the bottom. Shelby, can you show them what the bottom of your foot looks like? Yeah, so she has a little shoe that's glued onto the bottom right there to help her in walking. Now, if we come to the back, you can see she don't have them on the back. Come here, baby. Can I see this one? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so you can see that they didn't have it on the back right there. The hoof right here, from the top of that hoof all the way out, takes about a year's worth of growth. So these are just like your fingernails, right? So we have a person who takes care of them. It's called a farrier. And a farrier is a very specific skill set because how you trim them has a lot to do with whether you can hurt them. Because if you trim it wrong, it actually can cause pain to them and you have to be very careful. So the farriers are somebody who are very skilled in taking care of them. Just like the veterinarian is the one who takes care of her health as far as her shots and her blood work and all the other things we do for her, her medicines, the farrier takes care of her hoofs and that product. So that is Miss Shelby. Now, do you want to let's introduce them to some of the other horses here. Shelby, do you mind? Do we want to do that? So we're going to take you down and introduce you to some of the other horses that are here. This is Cletus. You met Cletus before. Cletus was the one he was our very first rescue we ever did years ago. And so he's the one who started the whole thing. Right here is Layla. Hi, Miss Layla. This is who the ranch is named after. This is Layla. She was actually born here. She was a rescue. The mom was pregnant when we rescued her, and Layla was born here on the ranch. And so we ended up keeping her because she was the first one we ever had born, and we named the ranch after her, didn't we? Yeah. Now, our ranch outside, where's Cooper? Cooper. We probably can't see him, but we got the little ones over there. There's Cooper and yeah, there's Nico. We've got them scattered. So we've got them scattered all over. Everything that we do is based by volunteers. So volunteers are one to help us all. Let's go meet Grady and Hollister. Hi, buddy. Hi, Dixie. This is Hollister. Hi, Hollister. Can you say hi? This is Hollister. Yep. This is Lucky. Say hi, Lucky. Lucky's the shy one of our group. So you'll watch him. He'll buck in, right? But where's Grady? Grady, come here. Grady, you want to say hi? Yep, Grady's he is messy. Look how dirty he is. We had a lot of rain last night, and so what do horses do when it rains? They roll in the mud. They love it. They love to roll into the mud. They go do that. So, all right. So now you know a little bit about horses, and you've seen our horses here. Is there any questions that you guys have that I didn't answer, or anything you'd like me to talk more about? And you can take your microphone off mute and ask us whatever you want. Come on, babe. All right. And I'm not hearing anything as far as questions.
Matt, I do have a
Yes.
question.
Yeah, go.
I know so many people say to be careful because horses can kick when you get behind them. What is the rule of thumb that you follow?
Yeah. So if you guys were watching the camera just a second ago, did you see when I came up behind Shelby? I always touch the back of the horse. So anytime I'm going behind the horse, I've got my hand on them so they can know I'm back here and they can feel me. Because remember where their eyes were? Their eyes are sitting on the side and they can't see straight ahead. They can't see straight behind either. So you will scare them and they might jump. And again, it's not that they're trying to hurt you. You scared them, right? It's like my daughters do when they scare each other all the time when they're getting ready for school. One will jump out of the out of the closet at the other, and that makes you jump, right? That's what it does for her. So as long as, remember we said when you first come up to a horse, you greet them here, right? Never touch them on the head until they say it's okay to touch them on the head. Once Shelby sees me, she's okay if I come over here and touch her, but she doesn't like me to come straight up on her. She wants me to go here. And then if I go behind her, I always have my hand, I just roll it down and all the way around beside. I know you want all of that hay, don't you, baby? You want all that hay. Shelby's on a diet, so that's the reason why she's trying to go for that hay. We got to take a few pounds off of her to help with her hay, her hoofs, right? Yeah. Any other questions? None from the classroom. Okay, kids. Well, we really appreciate you guys joining us today, and we really appreciate you taking an interest in horses. Hopefully, you learned how special and amazing they are, even though they're big. They're very sensitive, right? And they make great companions, great friends. In fact, I don't really ride them. I just hang around with them, and we have a total amount of fun. So it's really good. But if you know anybody place, we might volunteer to rescue to help with that. Everything we do is volunteer based. So everybody here are people who come and give their time. We don't have anybody who gets paid, no staff or anything. So volunteers are a big thing. So if you want to help an animal, maybe you can help by volunteering somewhere near where you are. So, but thanks for tuning in. Goodbye from Layla Rose Ranch.